what to do. And I don't know if it's
So was you making it rain?
that shame.
Was you making it rain?
Yes, but not even in a cool way. Like, and it's such a loser way because I'm like, I'm literally scared. So like we went into the strip club. We're gonna go Bourbon. We're in
Okay.
Jersey, in Parlin, Bourbon. And I've never been there. This one's more just like a titty bar. Because I've been to
Okay.
Onyx before. Like, I've been to, okay. This is probably why.
I think everybody knows what Onyx. Well, if you're on the east side, Upper East Side, you know what Onyx is.
Exactly. But I am traumatized. That's what I think it is. It's one of those like, probably if you had like a bad first experience on anything, like you'll be traumatized. So my first experience, I was 18. I was going to those little like shitty strip clubs in Philly. That's where
Okay.
everyone goes when they're 18, right? When they
Right.
start, unless
Right.
they have a good fake ID or they
Right.
look older. And so I went to like, I think it was called Lush.
Yes, I remember
You're
that.
right. And then we go in there. The lights are kind of like this, like
Yeah.
regular on. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Like
Yeah.
there was still kind of dim,
Yeah.
but it was still like, is the movie going to start?
Yeah.
Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And obviously, these ones, they have white people that look like they're on drugs.
Oh no, they
you
were.
know?
They were. They did not look like they were.
They definitely were.
They were.
Because when I walked in there, one of the first things that I see is a woman who is probably close to 40, if she wasn't already, white, and looked definitely like she smoked cigarettes. Her titties were very saggy. I love women. I love a women's body, but as a stripper, that was a little shocking to see such saggy tatas. And she's on the stage like this, okay? For those that are just listening in, she was on her back. Like, imagine you're at the beach and you're on your towel and you're on your back, laying on your back, but then you lift up with your shoulders to like see what's in front of you. She was like that, but also with her with her feet by her butt, you know what I mean? Like her knees were up.
So it's sort of like a turtle
Yeah,
on
like a
its
turtle
back.
on the back.
Yeah.
With her legs open, exactly, knees bent, on her back, turning around so that guys hit her clit. Any guy that balled up $1 and hit her clit would win a lap dance. So she's just
Classy.
spinning. She's slowly spinning, like so unenthusiastically too. Like she could have been chewing gum.
Yeah.
And she was like, and it just looked like the most depressing fucking shit to me.
Yeah.
Now later that night, now performers are coming on. I'm like, okay, here it goes. No, because let me tell you what happened. This big white bitch comes out, and when I say big, I mean, you know those white women that you're like, she might be able to fuck someone up. Like she looks type strong. But they're not necessarily in shape.
Yeah. Just huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like, but still kind of strong, like big bones. Like she comes out in army gear with dominatrix boots on, stomping out, looking 60 years old in the fucking face. I kid you the fuck
Yikes.
not. And she had a smoker's voice, and she came out tough too. She came out tough.
You had a lap dance.
Literally. Literally. That was her. Sounded like Newports or Cools.
Really?
Or
Oh,
some
gosh.
shit like that.
Yeah, no.
She comes out. She climbs that fucking pole like she's in army camp. Okay? Her muscles were so strong. Her back. This bitch's traps
Hey, yo.
were strong.
Hey, yo.
Okay?
I'm jealous.
She comes to the top. She busts it all the way down. Slides down the pole. Bow! Okay? This hard as fuck, where it was like, whoa. Like, and mind you,
Like,
she's
did
a
you
big
break
bitch.
something? Yeah.
Okay? Here's the surprise. Her nipples are pierced, right?
Yeah.
Her titties are out. Her nipples are pierced. They're old titties, but I'm not gonna lie, hers are pretty nice for old titties.
Okay.
Like, but freckly and old white titties. A milkmaid. Like, that's what like, you know, the old, like,
yeah.
milkmaid. So, Her nipples are fucking pierced with hoops. Okay, cow.
Did she pick something up with her boobs?
She put her titty ring in her mouth and she growled with it in her mouth between her teeth. She like shook her head like aggressively. Oh my god.
I have mine pierced, and
The
that just
whole titty was like this. The titty ring was in
no,
her.
no, that
Yes.
no, that just I felt that.
This is not where it ended.
Okay,
There's more.
okay.
She's busting it. She lifts up her skirt, bitch. Her clit was also pierced, like the hood of her clit.
And don't tell me she went like that too again.
She didn't put her teeth to it, but she grabbed that shit between her fingers, like some keys, like how you would grab keys. She grabbed the ring. It was also with like a full ring piercing
And just like
in the hood of her clit, and she grabbed that ring and shook
and
that
jangled
shit.
it.
Lifted it up and shook that shit hard. Waved it side to side.
Nah. That's when I would have had to left. It didn't look attractive.
We didn't leave. Isn't that so psychotic? I think that we were so freaked out. Like, what the fuck else?
You were
are we
curious.
gonna see?
You wanted
I
to
was
see how
very
far it was gonna go.
curious. I was very.
You wanted to see
'cause
how
I
far it
also,
was gonna go.
That was at the time where obviously all my other friends were turning 18,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Dude, I saw some girl getting fucked by a dildo in there." So apparently they
Mm-hmm.
have really crazy nights.
As most strip clubs does.
And she came over. She had a tongue piercing, and she like tried to lick
Your ear.
our earrings. It was disgusting. Then I really wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Then I've gotten kicked out. I got kicked out of Onyx on my
Why?
cousin's birthday because my cousin got on stage with his drunk ass.
Hey, yo.
Yo,
You can't do that.
absolutely not. Not in Onyx. Like,
You can't do
but
that
Onyx
at
was
all.
mad fun, but I always said that I was really awkward. Like, I feel bad for the dancers, but I think it was probably because I saw that bitch heroined out or whatever, scooting around trying to get dudes to shoot dollar bills at her clitoris, and that was a very sad scene to me. So when I went out last night, I told my boyfriend I love strip clubs, like, and you know I am a little bit gay, so like. I will like it, but I'm very awkward with women.
Yeah.
And this is also part of like the trauma probably because I don't really know if a girl is flirting with me or not. Like
Okay.
until they like actually tell me like that or like
They find you attractive.
yeah or
Okay.
something. Like if it's not outright, I have no idea. I'm so clueless.
Yeah. I guess I can understand that. Because I flirt with a lot of people, and I tend to lead them on. I guess, like not even like that, but I do it unintentionally. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like
me too.
because I just flirt with them, and it's just like
Right,
oh,
I'm just a flirt.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's why I think that they're communicating with me normally.
Yeah, and it's like oh, well, I wanted to take you out, and it's like oh,
Yeah. Oh.
oh no.
But it may even be like, oh damn.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like, oh, damn, yeah. Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like, you know. Speaking of strip clubs, as I said before, I have auditioned for a strip club. Well, I didn't
I'm so
audition.
excited to hear this.
Okay, so before I started working at where I'm working at now, I wasn't working, and I was like, you know what? I need a job. Like, you know, I need to do some things, provide for some things, and yeah. So I ran
When was this? How old
into
were you?
so what 30, yeah.
You would consider shaking your ass for a little cash.
Listen. Let
I
me
love
tell you.
it.
Let me tell you. I ran into a friend in TJ Maxx, and
Okay.
I was
Shout
like,
out
oh,
TJ Maxx.
yeah, right.
No, not if they fuck with Trump though.
Well, no,
Republicans.
but this was before, you
In
know,
Georgia.
all of the, well, it might have been during or before, but anyway. We was there, and he was just like, oh, like, what's up, how you been, whatever. And I'm like, I'm cool, like, whatever, blah, 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 looking for work, blah, 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 blah. And you know, he was just like, "Where you working at?" He was like, "Oh, I'm I dance in the city." I'm like, "Oh, I thought you was like a regular dancer because did dance regularly."
And the city, New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jersey,
So
we're from Jersey, so the
yeah,
city means New York
yeah.
City.
So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, you still like, backup dancing and stuff like that. He was like, "Yeah, on the side, but I also dance, as like a strip club." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "How does that work out for you?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, it's working out. Like I made X, Y, and Z, this night." And I'm like,
How much was it?
it was like 5 bands
A night?
that night.
Was he able to work like every? Okay, is
It
it
was
just for the weekend
well,
or?
it was that night because it happened to be their gay night, and
Okay, and
yeah,
that was my other question. I was going to ask you: did he dance for women or men?
so he danced for both.
Okay,
But
cool.
the club happened to have a gay night for men, and that's where he would make most of his money at was
Oh
during
yeah,
the gay night.
yes,
So he was
yeah.
just like, "Oh yeah, like blah 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 blah." Here's a card. I said, "Here's a card." Like just looked at the card and it was just regular card with the name and number. I was like, "Okay." So I called him. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know what else to do. Like, you know what I mean? It was
yeah.
whatever. Called him, set up an appointment. And I was like, all right, if I don't get this interview, actually, I had an interview for this job on the 4th. It was February 4th. And I was like, if
Wow.
I don't get this job, I'm going to this audition. I had a costume and everything.
You had a costume. What was your costume? What was your
I
costume?
still have that costume. Maybe I might wear it for an episode.
No, you should. Oh my God, please do. Can you describe it?
Shorts,
Okay, what color?
white.
Tight. Were they like the size of like like boxer briefs?
Shorter.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, that's all we need to know. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
that's that. Yeah. And I used to wear bow ties a lot, so it was a bow tie with it.
Oh my God. Did you have a name? Were you gonna be Enzo?
I didn't have a name. No, I wouldn't have been Enzo because Enzo was
Okay.
my music name. So
Okay.
I didn't want to like
Mix the two.
mix the worlds of like my music and like my dancing. I mean, I obviously I want to mix them both, but like not that kind of dancing.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't have a name yet. It
So
was
you just never did it because you got the job.
because I got the job.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
You
But
know
if
what?
I didn't get the job, then I would have went, and who knows what would have happened.
Listen, when I was there last night
Mm-hmm.
at Bourbon, we went to Bourbon. I was thinking like if I was younger, like I could have done this because they weren't really showing their titties or
Mm-hmm.
anything. Like obviously some girls may just be like a little more naked than
Mm-hmm.
others, but like no one really showed anything. And like why not? Yeah, the tips
Yeah,
are great.
yeah.
Like
Grind on a couple
I think I was
people.
always too afraid, like
Okay.
scared. And so when I was there, I was mad awkward with my boyfriend. He's like, "Girl, if you don't slap her ass, like," and I'm like giving her a little like old white man pat, like a little tap tap on that pancake.
Hey yo,
Like,
hey yo.